Hey everyone, my name is Micah, and this is my by road or by air discussion board post for this week. If the pilots think that either going on the road or by the airlines is possibly a better alternative for a particular trip, whether they should go ahead and push for the corporate route for that trip or suggest going to the airlines or by the road. I talked about that a little bit in here, and then also kind of just as a generalized corporate versus airlines as well. First off, corporate. Again, this is kind of like an in general part. You have your own schedule, you have personal contact and relationship with the pilots. You do have to do your own maintenance though. With that does come more comfortability though. So, you're not right next to someone on an airline. You have a lot more just like personal room. If the plane is down for some type of maintenance, you're going to have to fly commercially as an alternative to get there or by the road. And then also planes can be expensive. So, some pluses and minuses there. By the airlines, you got to work around the flight times, even for like a particular trip. You got to work around the flight times of the airlines. They're not going to change flight times for you. You got to spend a lot of time waiting at the airport and then also getting to and from the places of work. So, getting from the big airport, it could be an hour or so drive to, wherever you need to go for work. Not as comfortable, possibly. You're right next to someone. Not as much personal room, especially now. Wearing a mask and everything. Corporate wise, you can kind of have a little bit more control over that. Still could wear a mask if you want to, but also, if everyone's vaccinated or something, more, you have a little bit more control over that. So it could also probably be cheaper. But I said at what cost, so the time and all the effort that goes into and working around flight times and all that stuff, that's the cost part to it, even though it would be cheaper. And then last minute trips might be hard to work in. If something comes up at work and you got to be there like the next day, if flights are booked up, it's gonna be pretty hard to work that in, especially if it's a long way away where it's gonna be rough to drive. So what's best for the company, possibly corporate, it saves a lot of time. You can go almost anywhere at any time, within some limitations at least, depending on the plane. I was talking about just a second ago, if there's a work emergency, it's easy to get to the place, that next day or the day of, just call up the pilot, say, I got to go somewhere. You can go closer to, I call it the service spot, but, wherever you need to be to, wherever the company needs to be. Again, you got that relationship with the pilots, and so you can build that relationship. They're willing to work hard for people they respect and that you respect as well, and then you can possibly get back, go and come back in the same day or very efficiently with the corporate part. So even with a particular trip that may be a little bit more efficient on the road or with the airlines, again, you're still saving a lot of time. Going to corporate, even though you'll spend a little bit more money possibly doing that. Time is great, and then also it's going to get you there possibly back in the same day. Whereas if you drive, you might have to get a hotel. You're gonna have to drive back possibly the next day. Same thing with the airlines. You get there when you can get a spot on a plane. You might have to spend the night there, spend money on a hotel. For all the people, and then also, possibly come back the next day if you can't get in and out. There's a lot of things to look into. I think corporate is great either way. Yeah, you're going to spend a little bit more money. But I think in the long run, you also save a lot of time and, hotels, expenses, more food and all that stuff, gas for a car rental, all that stuff can add up. So, lots of things to look into. I think the corporate way is still kind of possibly the way to go if you got the money for it. Thank you.